Jerry Hanna is a trustee at Parenting Together, a charity that focuses on protecting kids in deprived areas from crime, bullying and sexual exploitation. He visits schools to educate teachers and parents about how to look out for signs of grooming and also let children know how they can report it. Our Yorkshire reporter Anna Riley has been speaking to Jerry about this mission.
Good afternoon, I'm here with Jerry Hanna. He's a trustee at the charity Parenting Together. The charity was set up in light of the Bradford Grooming Gangs to try and keep children safe. We've seen that an inquiry is going on into that at the moment, and there's also been the Rochdale Grooming Gangs as well as investigations in Hull, so it's still a very much an ongoing matter. Jerry, just tell us about what the charity aims to do.
Okay, well the charity then aimed to keep children safe from what turned out to be in the end grooming gangs. So it was a group of parents, we all got together. It was an informal arrangement where we kept in touch with each other. We shared information between each other, especially about anything that was going on at school that parents and teachers should know about. And it worked really well. It worked really well for a long, and I introduced it to about 5 schools. And in one of the schools, it was said to virtually have stopped the grooming overnight because they were actually afraid of it. The idea was, I think the most intimidating thing from their point of view was that these girls, nobody knew whose parents were in this network that we'd created. And so they were taking a chance when they approached anyone. If it was the wrong girl, that girl would go home and tell the parents, and then the rest of the parents would share it with each other. The good thing about it was, where it had a big advantage, girls were too embarrassed to tell their parents, or they didn't want to tell their parents, or they were intimidated to the point where they dare not mention it to the parents. They would mention it to their friends. A quick example was a girl who she wasn't eating properly, and she told a friend that everybody was baffled about why this girl had stopped eating, and her friends told one of their parents, and then we all shared this between us, and we phoned the parents ourselves to find out, to tell her there's something wrong with your child and it's something from the school, and from that we resolved that problem. I believe, I'm not sure, I can't say for certain, but I can only go by what other people have told me. There's nothing actually in writing, but we went to the worst, according to Ofsted, the worst schools in Bradford. There were 5 of the worst, and they were all very interested. Before it came to an end, they were all very interested, and it was a very effective way of dealing with the grooming problem, because the one person those grooming gangs do not want to meet is the fathers of their children. They're not frightened of women, they're not frightened of the police, they're not frightened of anyone. But they were frightened of the dads. There was one, when I was doing my research in bail hostels, where it's all, there are guys that are on remand or they've just come out of prison, whatever, resettlement and such. And on there, one of the guys came out with a story, the 38 that I interviewed. And one of them came out with a story, and he's telling me, and he said, there was an almighty bang at the door. Luckily, it was the police. And I thought, what does it mean, luckily? I'd be terrified if, the police banged on my door like that. And he said, or somebody else who said, that it was luckily it wasn't the dads. That's the one thing that they were afraid of more than anything else. It's the first thing they ask these children, how often do you see your dad?